Hi, welcome to Capizzi's Corner. Today I'm joined by Joyce and Bob Greenwich, real estate agents here out of our 6000 Amherst Clarence office. So welcome, thanks for being on.
Thank you for having us.
So yeah, absolutely, happy to have you guys here. So we've done a lot of business together, great real estate agents. So today we're just going to get into your story, get into kind of what makes you guys tick, what you like about the market, where you see things going, just kind of get to know you guys a little bit better. So
Okay.
why don't we start? You could tell me what originally drew you to real estate, and was there like that aha moment of this is what I'm meant to do for the rest of my life?
We got involved in real estate shortly after we got relocated here from the New York City, Long Island area. Bob's job moved from Manhattan to Buffalo. And we had never been to Buffalo. And when you live downstate, upstate is kind of up on the thruway to Albany. Everything west of that is trees and Indians and Niagara Falls. So we didn't know anything about the area. So after we relocated, I thought about other families that were going through what we did and how we could really be of great value to help them, acclimate to an area. And of the first clients that we had, the ones that relocated are the most memorable because we were able to connect them, not just to a house, but if your daughter's in dancing, here's somebody I know whose daughter's in dancing, can tell you about the programs in the area, baseball, all of that. So they were connected to the area before we even found the house.
Nice. What did you do in Manhattan before you moved over?
Well, I was in banking,
Okay.
originally in Chemical Bank, and then went to Marine Midland, and stayed with Marine Midland until it became HSBC. So I had about just over 30 years in banking within check processing, but the areas that I managed were mostly customer service. So to go into real estate just was a natural no-brainer at all, because I love to help people solve problems, and this was another way to help people in getting what they want to achieve next in their lives.
So you guys touched on it a little bit. What would you say like separates you from other agents in the industry? So what's kind of your thing that is going to drive you apart from your competition or be different?
We focus on the clients, not so much on what we're going to get out of it. We want to solve whatever their goal is, that's our focus. And I think that separates us. We put their best interests above all else.
Yeah, we look at ourselves, we have a fiduciary responsibility to our clients. And so focusing, as Joyce says, completely on what their needs are and helping them get through the whole either selling or buying experience, whatever it is. It's, as you know, it's probably almost one of these cycle type things. And we try to keep them right in the middle so that we want to take on their any anxieties or what, and dispel whatever fear or trepidation they might have about either selling or buying.
Nice. So why don't you walk me through your first ever deal and kind of like how that went, what you learned from it, things like that.
The first transaction was a little ranch in Tonawanda, my very first sale, and it was a client that I got from Phone Time, which was very active then before the internet, this 30 years ago. And the listing agent was Cher Kempf, and she was very helpful to me. And those clients turned out to be very good friends of ours, and many transactions later.
It is amazing how close we get to our clients in just a short period of time, because it's such a, I don't want to say high stress, but it's a big decision, one of the biggest financial decisions of your life, and they just dump everything on you, and you become almost a therapist first and a real estate agent second, right? Because it's crazy. That's awesome. So all right, so let's dive into that then. So in a high pressure situation or a difficult situation, how do you help your clients kind of navigate through that?
Go ahead.
We do a lot of preparation ahead of time so that they know what to expect, and we try to find where the mud puddles are going to be so that we can go around them or step over them when the time comes.
Yeah, I mean, every situation is different. What might be a stressful situation to one client might not be a stressful situation to another client. And so trying to help them anticipate what might happen, to get them ready for it, to let you know it's not going to be something that's just totally peaches and cream. I think that helps, and that they realize that we're there to take them across whatever puddles or what have you they may encounter in the whole experience, even dealing with mortgage people. This is what to expect, and this is also what is demanded on their part in order to help you make it a good experience for them.
I think you hit the nail on the head. Setting expectations. The more you get in front of it, the more like they expect it already. If you're like, hey, this could be an issue, and you tell them, and when it happens, then it's less.
Right.
And like you said, instead of going like this, you're kind of just on a steady. The bumps are a little bit less, right?
Correct.
And what they view as a crisis, you look at it and say, okay, how can we solve this? How can we work around it? The clients we had last year, all their money was in a Wells Fargo bank in Michigan, and there are no local Wells Fargo branches here.
Yes, we had to get the wires set up.
Yeah, so to do all of that, they had to go to a different bank, and it just took a little extra time. But we're able to say, don't panic.
It's okay.
We're going to figure it
Yeah.
out. There's always an answer. There's always an answer.
So how would you say because you obviously draw from a lot of experience in real estate, and you kind of touched on it a little bit. How would you say you stay educated or stay ahead of the curve? Because we are in an ever-changing industry, regulations, markets, things like that, everything shifts. So how would you say you stay ahead?
Well, both Joyce and I participate in coaching programs.
Oh.
She participates with the Brian Buffini coaching program, and
Great
I
guy.
focus on Daryl Davis and his program. So getting that coaching from individuals who have had tremendous experience in the business and learning from them, but also every 2 years we have to have taken enough of continuing ed courses, 22 and a half hours of it every 2 years in order to maintain our license. So that, and also just being in the office with the other agents and learning from their experiences through our office meetings that we have and attend every week.
Daryl Davis started educating his clients about the changes from the NAR settlement. He started last October, and twice a week we would participate in webinars and live calls where he really let us know what was happening, how to handle it with our clients. He really did help us to understand it and navigate all those changes. So we really felt like we were in a good position when it came down to I think it was August 17th.
Something like that.
Yeah.
To make the changes. Although we had already been always meeting with our buyers here in the office, going over how we work, what we do, and what they can expect. So transitioning to the buyer agreement was just easy.
I like that. So outside of real estate, I know the answer to this, but the viewers don't. So talk to me a little bit about what you do to stay involved in your community, what you're passionate about. Tell me a little bit about that outside of real estate.
Well, first of all, as Joyce mentioned in the beginning, we moved here from Long Island. It'll be 32 years at the end of this month. And so one of the places that we got involved with the community is obviously through our church. So we're members of St. Peter and Paul Parish in downtown Williamsville. And so being there, participating there, currently I'm a parish trustee, and at one point for 10 and a half years I was the pastoral associate there. So working within that community, plus then we also figured that isn't enough. So we joined our...
Never is, right?
Yeah, so we joined the Rotary that is housed out of the Buffalo Niagara Medical Campus. And we've been in that now.
Oh, a long time.
Yeah.
Last night we were over on the east side. One of our members has cerebral palsy, and she needed work done in her yard, and her wheelchair ramp needed some boards replaced, and her front deck needed to be stained. So our club just went over and brought our tools and did work in her house. So
Everyone do what they can, huh?
yeah, it's really,
That's
really
awesome.
great. And we're having a chili cook-off on October 22nd, raising money to build toilets in Nepal. If anybody out there would like to come, just ask Mike. He's going to be a chef.
Yeah, I heard there's a new celebrity chef joining this year. You know,
Celebrity chef.
so
It's
And
a
we,
lot
and
of
we
fun.
do have antacid tablets for anybody that would need it
it's
during
gonna
the
be
chili cook-off.
Yeah, I'm gonna taste it a day or two before, make sure it's safe before I give it out to the public. You know.
9 chefs from different restaurants and different kinds of chili. It's a lot of fun.
It's cool. I like that event. I went to the last couple of years and live music, and
Yep.
it's
Yeah.
it's fun to get out. No, that's awesome. All right, so chili cook-off, Rotary Church. That's really
It's
great.
enough, I think.
You're good, yeah. So let's do. I like finishing with a little lightning round of questions here. What's your dream vacation destination?
Italy.
Ooh, looks like we're planning a trip to Italy. What's your go-to coffee order?
I don't drink coffee.
No?
Tea with lemon.
Tea with lemon?
Oh, cafe mocha.
Ooh, Tim Hortons?
Anybody that's
anything.
got a good taste in
Anything with a cafe mocha, huh?
Cold or hot.
You guys like text or phone call?
Phone call.
Phone calls? More
Yeah.
personal. I'm the same way.
Texts.
You
I
like the text?
Well, with my clients, I like the text because then I can keep a record. And,
Oh, that's a good answer.
yeah.
I'm a phone
But,
call guy, but
yeah,
I like
I'm a
the
f-
text
I'm-
you can go back.
Again, it's the connecting, although it's not face to face, it's voice to voice type thing rather than a text. So, in that sense, I think you can get more out of the conversation.
And I think that's a big part of how we built our business over the years was voice to voice and face to face, even long after the transaction is finished.
Yeah, stay in touch. You gotta stay top of
Yeah,
mind.
exactly.
For sure. What is one word clients would use to describe you?
Fun
Fun?
with me.
I like fun. I would agree. I've worked with you
What
guys.
about
Fun
you?
is definitely up there.
Professional.
Fun and that's a good combination. I would agree.
Yeah.
I can see that for sure.
And you're pretty good yourself in your job.
I like being fun and professional. You know, I mean, like to, you know.
As long as you're not a funny professional.
It can't mix together. There's got to be two alter egos there. So if someone came in, I always say they were beamed in from outer space, and they landed in Buffalo, New York. What is a hidden gem? Could be a restaurant, a spot, outdoor landmark, historical landmark, anything. What is something people coming to Buffalo, like what is your favorite local hidden gem?
Oh, wow.
I like downtown. I like Delaware Park, especially beautiful. To point out all the wonderful things that we have. We've got Shakespeare in the park. That's free. It's such a
Those are
wonderful
fun.
event. Just to walk around Delaware Avenue, where in the turn of the century, last century, all those mansions were built, and now how they're being reused and protected. The waterfront is wonderful. And then in our own town, in Williamsville, Glen Park is just so
Love Glen
peaceful.
Park.
So peaceful. And Buffalonians like to eat. There's tons of restaurants.
Which, my hidden gem
Is in Akron.
is in Akron.
Okay.
It's called Cipollina's Italian restaurant, rustic Italian restaurant. It's on Clinton Street in downtown Akron.
Okay.
And it is a small place, maybe top 40 seats in the thing, but you can have tremendously delicious Italian food, but also you could hear the person that's across from you clearly, and they're not drowned out
I
by
like that.
noise.
I like that.
Right. And as Joyce said, Glen Park is
Yeah.
that it's a beautiful place just to go and walk, and of course, any Tim Hortons, just to sit
As
down
we like our
and,
Tims.
and to have a conversation over coffee and a donut, you know.
There's just so much to Western New York to love, and I think people from outside Buffalo have really begun to discover our affordable housing. We have a gentleman currently looking at Buffalo, buying a house in Buffalo, because he lives in California in Bel Air. His budget is huge, and when he looks at what he can buy here, it's just amazing. So we have, even though our housing prices have increased, we're still one of the
Still
most-
below.
one of the most affordable housing markets
Yeah.
in the country.
Definitely.
Your children can afford to live here. Where we lived on Long Island, the problem there is when the kids came back from college, the housing prices are so
Up and up and up and up.
outrageous.
The small little cape that we had now, I cannot afford. Seriously.
Oh, yeah, no, I know.
It is.
Yeah, but the kids can't afford to live where they grew up. So the beautiful thing about Buffalo is the kids can. Your grandchildren can live 2 blocks away instead of in another state. So Buffalo is just, and we have a great climate, believe it or not.
I would agree. I say that all the time.
No
You get a couple bad
mudslides.
snowstorms a year, but overall, I mean, you get a snowstorm, you stay in your house. Where I know people all over the country, and they get a hurricane or tornado or whatever, they have to evacuate and they have to leave their home.
Yeah, no
and I'm like, that's got to be
tornadoes.
Terrifying.
Tornadoes, mudslides, none of
Yeah.
that we have.
No, you
No.
get a bad snowstorm, you miss work, and you get to stay inside all day and hang out. Get to
Yeah.
make a cafe mocha and you just hang out. You know? You're all good. But yeah, I agree. I think that's I always say we're like the biggest small city in the world, and I think that comes down to generational. You know, growing up, you had the restaurant you go to with your grandparents, or your golf courses, or your Shakespeare in the park, and things you do together as a family. And as you get older, you pass that down to generations, and we're very deep in tradition and in food.
And
I think that's everyone I know that leaves, they always come back for the food.
Right.
Yeah.
They say there's another reason, but it's like, oh, I missed wings, I missed, Loganberry, I missed,
Yeah.
I missed even the Salem's hot dogs, whatever it is. Like,
It's very
But there's so much to discover in Western
Yes.
New York that
yeah, I've been
that, us
over 30
coming
years
from-
and I still find things.
Yeah, us coming down from downstate, from the city area and everything like that, coming up here, it's just wow. It's just beautiful. There's so much to absorb nature-wise and everything.
You hear "Go Bills" everywhere you go.
Go
Second
Bills.
religion in the
It's
area.
Instead of have a nice day, it's go Bills.
Yeah.
Go Bills. It's a greeting, it's a goodbye, and it's a it's a go.
I got nothing else to say to you but go Bills.
Go Bills.
But we have great sports. We have a great art museum. We have a lot of philanthropy everywhere.
Yeah.
We have, the parks, everything. It's just so much to offer. The library downtown is amazing.
My favorite's the fall. You
Yeah,
go down
yes.
to Letchworth or
Oh.
something in the fall, and you go for a little hike or a walk, and it's like you can't beat it. Or even the drive down like 219, going to Chautauqua or something. See the leaves changing,
not-
or in the snow, or in the winter you got the snow
But
on the
not to
trees.
discount Niagara Falls.
No, you got
That's
Niagara
still
Falls the
how
other
many
way.
times I've gone with friends or relatives there, and that still just fascinates me. How the beauty of that thing, and you're just looking right across, and there's Canada. I mean, it's just amazing.
I have cousins that live in California, and it blows their mind when I was like 19, you go to Canada because that's what you can do. You can drink in Canada at 19. That's what every Buffalonian rite of passage at 19 you go to Canada. And to us, it was just like, oh, like when we would go on the weekends and everything,
Right.
and it was just like I'm going to Canada, just like you're going downtown or going to a friend's house, and like we never processed like we're going into another country,
Right.
Like because
Right,
it was so
exactly.
easy for like we'd walk across, we'd walk back,
Yeah.
get a taxi, whatever, and it's done. So like, yeah, it's funny like when people from out of town come in, it really puts in perspective. Like, oh, Niagara, like to us, Niagara Falls, we would just go there and just walk, we just walk around Niagara Falls or whatever. And
Beautiful.
it was like you appreciate it, but you don't realize like other people come here just for that.
Exactly.
And it's wild. But
Exactly.
is there anything that you'd like to share, or anything you think we missed, or anything you'd like to say?
Just, it's a great market, and if you're a buyer and you're looking to buy and you're worried about getting your offer accepted, First Priority has lots of ways that we can get this done where your offer will stand out above others. You can work with us. We're great negotiators in getting offers accepted. If you're a seller and you're wanting to downsize and you're looking at it and saying, if I sell my house, where am I going to go? The market's so competitive. First Priority has a program called Buy Before You Sell. So you can buy and then sell with confidence and not have that stress on your back, which is one thing First Priority wants to do. They want to help us realtors, but they also want to help the buying
Our
and
clients,
selling
yeah.
public to not have any stress. So there's lots of ways that you can accomplish your goal without worry.
Yeah, and the journey of buying a home, whether it's a first or a subsequent home or a retirement home or what have you, or even selling, it's quite a journey, and we're here to make that journey for you as stressless as possible. And we enjoy what we do. We enjoy working with Mike and First Priority, and I think the combination of that helps to make that journey one that you would remember, but one that you would say, "Hey, it wasn't so bad as I thought it was."
And
I
I'm so
appreciate
happy you achieved the goal. And just one last word, we've had 3 different people that we know in the last month and a half that passed without their papers in order. So I urge you, get a will. If you have a will, make sure it's updated. Healthcare
Trust.
proxies, trust. Sit down with an estate attorney. It's a gift to your family.
Yeah.
That's great. That's a great idea.
Power of attorney
I like that
and
a lot.
also healthcare proxy.
Yeah.
Very, very important.
Yeah, POA, proxy, wills.
You want that all in place, especially when you're just getting married.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, all right. Well, hey, I appreciate you guys coming
Well,
on.
thank you
today.
for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. If you need anything in the Western New York area, Bob and Joyce are your go-to agents.
Bob and Joyce, your real estate choice.
Take care. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.